Let's talk about building some real wealth. What if I told you there are just 5 fundamental rules of money that could totally change your financial future? Well, that's what we're going to do. We're going to break them all down right now.
But first, let me ask you a question. When you think about getting rich, what's the one number that pops into your head? For most of us, we've been taught our entire lives to focus on just one thing.
But here's the twist. It's not your monthly income. See, focusing only on your paycheck is kind of like trying to win a marathon by just staring at the starting line. Yeah, it's important, but it's not the finish line. It's not the ultimate goal.
And that brings us right to our first and honestly the most critical rule of all, the net worth mindset. This isn't just another little tip. This is a complete fundamental shift in how you look at your money. It's all about thinking in net worth, not just that monthly income.
So what in the world is net worth? Well, it's actually a pretty simple but super powerful formula. It's just your total assets minus your total liabilities. Think of it like this. Assets are all the things you own that can actually make you money. We're talking property, stocks, gold, you name it. And liabilities? Well, that's the stuff you owe money on, like personal loans or credit card debt. The whole game is to make that first number as big as you can and that second number as small as possible.
This slide right here breaks down the two different worlds perfectly. On one side, you've got the income mindset. That's all about survival mode, right? Using your paycheck just to get by. But the net worth mindset? Oh, that's how you actually get rich. It's a strategy game, all about growing your assets while you shrink your liabilities. I like to think of it this way. Your income runs the household, sure, but it's your net worth that builds the empire.
Okay, so how do you actually grow that net worth? Well, that leads us straight into our second rule. Live below your means. And listen, here's the really important part. You have to do this even when your income starts to go up.
And this visual just illustrates it perfectly. Look, as you move up in your career, your income, that first bar, it's going to rise. That's natural. The trap, the mistake everyone makes, is letting their expenses, that second bar, rise right along with it. But if you can manage to keep your expenses flat, you create this incredible widening gap between the two. And that gap, that's your investment power. That is the fuel for your wealth building engine.
So the key takeaway here is you have to avoid the lifestyle inflation trap. I know getting a raise or a bonus feels amazing, but if you immediately go out and upgrade your car or your apartment, you've just wiped out your advantage. You've reset your financial baseline right back to zero. You haven't actually gotten any richer.
All right, so you're living below your means. You're building up that investment power. Now it's time for rule number 3. And believe me, this one's a big one. You have to understand the difference between smart loans and bad loans. This is a total game changer because, and I can't stress this enough, not all debt is created equal. Just look at how simple this breakdown is. A smart loan that helps you buy an appreciating asset, something that's likely going to be worth more over time, like a house or a piece of land. A bad loan, on the other hand, pays for a depreciating asset. Something that loses value the second you buy it. Think of the newest phone or that brand new car you drive off the lot. One builds your net worth. The other just tears it down.
So we're avoiding bad debt. What's next? Well, rule number 4 is all about momentum. You have to put your money to work. Never, ever, ever let your money just sit idle doing nothing.
I absolutely love this line. Idle money gets rusty with inflation. It's so true. That money sitting in a low-interest savings account isn't safe. It's actually getting weaker, losing its power every single day. Just think about it with what I call the McDonald's burger test. A burger today costs more than it did 5 years ago, right? But is the burger any different? Nope. It's the exact same burger. The only thing that's changed is that your money is worth less. That's inflation, right there, silently eating away at your savings. You have to invest your money just to stay afloat, and you have to invest it well to actually get ahead. And all of that leads us to our final and maybe the most actionable rule of them all. Rule number 5 is pay yourself first. This is the 10% secret that completely flips traditional budgeting upside down.
So here's what most people do, the common way. You get paid, and that money immediately starts flowing out. To rent, to bills, to groceries, to a night out. And then at the very end of the month, if there's anything left over, you try to save it. But let's be honest, how often is there really anything left? Now, the wealth building way flips this whole script with one crucial change. The second you get paid, before you pay a single bill, you pay yourself first. You immediately take at least 10% of that money and you move it straight into your investments. Then you simply learn to live on what's left. It seems like a tiny switch in the order of things, but I promise you, it guarantees you are building your net worth every single month. So let's just do a quick recap of the 5 rules for building real wealth. Number 1, think in